actually think man them don't like Eddie Hearn. And they will do him in at any time, because look at the money that Wilder turned down to go and take a smaller fee to fight Fury. Number one, boxing's too old school. It needs to be updated. Eddie Hearn's moved like a bull in a china shop, and they're like, no, guys, literally, these are antiques. Respect this place.
They're conspiring against the movement, especially now. DAZN is like an app.
It's a problem.
Do you know what I mean? It's like it takes away from the pay-per-view model. That represents a whole new guard, because if Netflix and boxing, pay-per-view boxing are as accessible as each other,
yeah,
we're throwing dinosaurs away, bro. We're a new era of people. We don't stick with anything that needs to be destroyed.
Look, I can do it like money made, glamorous ting. 12 rounds unanimous ting. Casual fans on the analyst ting. That ain't KG and Travis's ting. That's undefeated, undisputed like Lennox. Do it on point, jab your head off. Who tried to say that AJ fell off? Must have never had Nigerian jello.
Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the Undefeated podcast.
The only podcast with 2 undefeated fighters.
Chatting it up. Listen, don't go anywhere. Hit like, subscribe right now. Shouts out to all the new subscribers. I see the names and everybody's coming in. It's beautiful to see.
It's beautiful.
Thank you so much. We're approaching episode 100 in a big way, bro.
It's amazing, bro. Like I keep getting on about this 100 ep thing. I don't know why.
Bro, I get
It's mad. It's mad. But yeah, 100 eps coming soon next week. Big celebration. Do you know what I mean? And that feels good.
Yeah, man.
What am I saying? There's no more to say than that, innit?
It's beautiful, bro. The journey. I keep thinking about the journey, but it's like we're not gonna do that today. Because next week is where we get into the memory lane back, fam.
Yeah. And all the stories, fam. But
there's been some good moments,
bro. Remember that Honesty Lane, fam?
Honesty Lane. That's
man. Them are saying we're not honest no more, though, fam.
Say again?
Man, them are saying we're not honest no more, fam.
What are they saying? We changed. The corporations have got us. We're compromised.
Man, say corporate Travis, fam. No, but
Eddie Hearn and them, man, are sending us DMs.
All I'm saying is, like, there's a court of arbitration on our thing, innit? So
listen, that's why we can't speak on it right now. That's why we can't even touch that. Do you know what I mean?
We can't touch
next week. Next week, hopefully, we've got an announcement.
Hopefully, there should be an announcement. There should be. Listen, I've got something special for you next week.
Fingers crossed. That's all I can say for now. Listen, bro, what's your tail of the tape, fam?
Gee, I'm 0-0. Never fought, never lost. If I did, someone gets knocked out. Definitely ain't me. Straight to it. No time wasting. What's your tail of the tape, though, bro?
2-0, bro.
Come on.
Yeah. I boast a wonderful knockout percentage of 50%.
Come on.
Half of the men that entered the ring with me, bro, they left on their back, fam.
That's what they did.
You know what's mad? I was in the gym today, yeah?
Yeah.
This new gym, and I was like, the whole box, they got a boxing ring in there, heavy bags and everything. I walked in there, bro, empty, fam. I had the workout of a lifetime, fam. I posted the pic. I don't know who did this on our page. Posted on our Twitter and said, raw. 3-0 pending. So I'm like, I don't know which one of the men did that. So I'm looking at this pic, bro. People are responding on some, yo, you fighting again? Bro, I'll come. I saw a guy tweet me, said, bro, I'd love to come and take pictures and support the thing. Man was just like, yo, let me know when the tickets are ready. We definitely got to support that. The fans, bro, man started moving. I was looking at his tweets and I was like, I kind of like how this feels.
Should I get back on it? You know what's mad?
There's no fight. There's no
fight.
Someone
There's no fight.
Bro, guy DM when we were on the live, he messaged and said, bro, what about you against Savage Dan? I'm thinking to myself, you need to stop immediately with that talk. He said at cruiserweight. I'm thinking, guys need to understand, I can't make cruiserweight. I can't make cruiserweight. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I would listen. This is like, because I don't think I'm gonna make the KSI fight. Yeah. This was my plan. Yeah. Going there at my weight would have been 12.5. If I could keep to 13, because I know with me I'll boil down. Like, I lose weight quick. Yeah. So I'll be like just under 13, the most I could make. Bro, I was gonna pocket weights in my trackies, fam. And be on some, like, you know when you got those body weights that you just tap it, like, tape it to yourself
just so you can
under the trackies.
Just so you can get the...
Yes. I would have taped the thing to my thigh under my shorts. So it's not in my pocket. It's literally taped to me. And I'd have weighed in like that. Because I would have done it. But to put me with a real cruiserweight, I'm looking at that, I'm like, nah, bro, I can't do cruiserweight, really.
Nah, but that's wrong, though. They can't put you in there with cruiserweights. That's taking the piss.
Yeah, I've seen Savage Dan in real life. I'm looking at, like, when when you look at someone, you think, nah, you're bigger than me, fam. There's no way I couldn't do it.
Nah.
Yeah.
Listen, so free and no pending is not happening?
I don't have anything scheduled. I was in the boxing gym, fam. This just spiraled out of control.
Okay,
I watched Dimensions come in. I was like, what are we talking about here?
I might sign up to a regular boxing gym around my size, you know. I might just do it. Just give it a try. Fam. I see what happens, innit? Like, but then I know my personality will end up like, I'd book a fight. You see me doing some white collar thing like an idiot, fam.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. It's funny because like I weigh myself now and I'm like 13.9, 13.10.
Yeah.
But you know when you look at it, it's just like I could never stay this weight and train.
Yeah.
The minute I start training, that drops off.
Game over. But
yeah,
listen, let's do it, fam. There's obviously last episode went crazy. People watched that. And you know you should before, this is how you know that this it's growing, innit? Bro, there'll be like 5 comments and that's also stuff, fam.
I know.
Listen, now, yo, I can't believe 87 comments, fam. We can't read that out before the pod. That's an hour in itself.
87 comments, fam. We used to be able to read all of them before we started.
Easy work, fam.
I love
Unique, Soulstar. So what I'm gonna try and do is
shout out to the community, man.
The community is amazing. Here you go. I'm gonna get a big tease on. There you go. Listen, guys, don't let Wilder or Fury fool you. They both knew what they were doing. They both knew who they're fighting next. Wilder didn't say anything before the collapse that the contract stated he had to fight next, and Fury went. Wait, hold on. Fury went and sounded off before the before the price rang to make him look genuine. There you go. This is a setup by Bob, Frank, Al to discredit Eddie and embarrass AJ, who they hate with a passion. Well, listen, we'll get to we'll get to that conversation in a little bit. Have you got another one?
Yeah, I do. I've got one for Always A Red. Said, lost respect for Fury. There's something about AJ that Fury wants no part of. He don't want smoke with AJ, but loves saying his name. It's pathetic and childish. Trav, I agree with all your points about that Wasteman Fury. Got another one here. IA said,
let me give you this one. This is funny. Still commenting on Billy Joe Saunders. The man's a multi-millionaire, secured his family future. He don't care about your opinion. Travis came back and said, oh no. And the only reason we recorded this is because we thought he might. And then he goes, Always a Red, back in the thing. Hey, Shanice, don't come on the comments talking shit. This is a pod where we speak the real. If you don't like it, go listen to the other garbage where they fool you. And then someone else, Doctors22, this one saying, these are back to beef. Are you... Wait, are you that Billy? Using the banner and that. No mess, please.
What you said, the Billy Joe Burner account?
Billy Joe Burner, well, go through. I just enjoyed that.
I got one from Jeremiah Victor. It says, you know, I haven't commented in a minute, but Travis's rant about Fury's BS has lit that fire. Because I 100% agree, and this Wilder situation is the straw that broke the camel's back. It definitely isn't a coincidence that Fury makes one of his BS fight announcements on the same day that Wilder's arbitration is announced. I'm sick of Fury's BS, and I'm sick of how he constantly gets a pass for it. Exhibit A. Name me one fight you can categorically say AJ has ducked or made excuses for. Yet Fury makes excuse after excuse and gives us lie after lie. Yet AJ is called a duck more than Fury is. Lest we forget, Fury was ordered to fight Dillian Whyte by the WBC last year, and Fury refused to accept the order for no good reason. And we still don't have a valid reason to why the rematch that with Klitschko didn't go ahead. Exhibit B. Dillian Whyte has failed 2 drug tests, and for both drug tests has come up with concrete evidence as to why he didn't cheat and then was exonerated. Fury failed drug test and was found guilty, served his 2-year ban, yet Whyte is still called a drug cheat more than Fury. The double standard actually makes me sick. Let me stop here before I write a book. But Fury gets away with too much because of his cult following, and only people who are really suffering are the fans. They are wasting this era of exciting heavyweight matchups that we were begging for during the Klitschko era. Yeah. Fam, that last bit.
Yeah.
They're wasting it. It's so jarring, man.
We'll go into it. Like, can we?
Yeah.
Is it time? Can I ring the bell, or is there another comment that you want to read? I'll try and find another comment. You read one as well. Then
cool. We've got IA. Shane McGuigan took a young Frampton from prospect to a 2-weight world champ, unified and Ring Magazine champ fighter of the year. Had Josh Taylor from his debut to unified and Ring Magazine champ, won titles with a Groves and a Coley. Ben Davison ain't got nothing on Shane. Just an industry plant by MTK.
You know what's rude about
Interesting.
Ben Davison though, because he's trying to get all the credit, for the Josh Taylor, like the way he's moving. You know, like obviously Josh is one. The way he's moving is a bit mad because it's like, bro, you come in 2 fights. This is the second fight. This is the second time you had him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't done the work. Do you know what I mean? To say that this is a Ben Davison moment, and this is what keeps happening even with the Fury thing. I think Ben was he obviously took Fury in, and he got Fury ready for Wilder, but that was pretty much Fury's. You know what I mean? So Ben is getting this credit, and I don't know if it's. I'd like to see a fighter that Ben's had from beginning.
This is what I'm saying, because even though you credit someone like, you look at Adam Booth. Adam Booth had David Haye, that journey with David Haye. If Josh Kelly doesn't turn it around, if he doesn't have another champion, he still had David Haye.
Yeah.
Like, he still got that one where it's like from day one right through to the thing. I helped him. I was there. Because Davison is catching fighters at the top. Yeah. It's like, big man, we're still yet to see you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, how can I say it? It's like that moment. I'm going to take it to the roads. But like, when there's a group of man,
yeah,
and then you got the little brother, and the little brother he's leery, and no one touches him because that's your brother. Yeah. But it's like no one really rates your credentials. If you had never had them, we'd mash you up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what's happening with Ben now? Ben, you're catching these guys that they're not doing you favors. You can't catch a Tyson Fury and then claim that one. You can't catch a Josh Taylor and claim that. You can't catch... If Billy Joe Saunders beat Canelo, you couldn't claim that. Yeah. Like, you see what I'm saying?
He became a full-time trainer in 2019. Fam. Yeah, I mean, like, so he's just kind of come from nowhere, really. But it just feels crazy. Again...
It does feel crazy.
I think he's...
Because like you said last episode, not to repeat content, but when you say, like, you see when... the commentators are excited about a trainer. They speak their name into our minds. Like Adam Booth is imprinted as a trainer. Shane McGuigan now. Do you know what I mean?
It's like his flowers. Again, Shane, you can say the work with Josh Taylor.
Tony Sims is another one.
Yes.
His stable is deep now.
Yeah. Even I would rate what the person that Ben Davison tried to make look crazy a few weeks ago.
Tibbs as well, with the work he did with Dillian White.
Yeah, Dillian White, what he turned Dillian into. I would say Tibbs is a very good trainer, and it's such a shame. Tibbs was trying to do his comeback, and I feel Ben Davis kind of shat on it, really, with how
I wouldn't necessarily say he shot on the comeback because Tibbs is a respected trainer. I don't think you could undo that comeback thing.
No, you can't undo it, but then I feel like he made him look crazy in the corner. You made him look like, can you trust him? Is he gonna back you? Is he gonna move too soon? Is he gun shy now? Because remember, he got sacked by Dillian with no explanation.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? This is not the content that I was hoping to do, but he got sacked for no reason. We all asked ourselves, what happened there? No one knows, but he moved on. And now we got the next situation. The next time we see him in a ring is them not saying that he's throwing in the towel too early. It just makes it look funny.
But again though, it's like he's got Dillian White. That level of improvement that he brought to Dillian White.
Yeah.
Again, that's way more than Ben Davison has.
100%.
Nobody is at a stage now. Sorry, Mark Tibbs' reputation wasn't at that place where it was not certified.
Yeah.
Man, respect Mark.
Yeah.
That's not gone anywhere. Let's be real. He's not saying I wasn't going to pull the fight out. But let's be clear. These men have been, when you've been around this game as a trainer, you've seen a lot. Some man can continue fighting with that injury.
Yeah.
He just basically said, I was looking to see, I wanted to connect with my fighter to see what he had left. And if Billy Joel was on some, listen, don't worry about it, let's go, he'd have let him out there because the fight was still there. That's all he was looking for.
Yeah.
So I don't think, you know, the rollout or anything like that is damaged or anything like that.
You think he's all right? You think he's all right? You don't think
Martin's
no one's gonna?
Martin's fine. He's a respected man.
But anyway, the main thing that we want to talk about today, innit? We saw this. What a week from the last time we was podding. I think Fury said, "Listen, Billy Joe, hold my beer. I'm coming out here with a madness." Like,
Tony, he goes, "You want me to move the news? I'll move the news along.
I will move the news along. Like,
I will bin the AJ fight just for you, Billy,
bro." That's what brothers do. But no,
bin the AJ fight.
Bin it.
No more Saudi,
bro. So where were you when you get the news that this fight's not happening? I just want to picture this. I want to understand.
Where was I? I think it was we were on Monday Night Smoke, bro. I was on Monday Night Smoke.
Oh snap!
Live when people were like, the fight is off.
Yeah, but then obviously we got more information because you know this fight's been on and off for a minute.
So afterwards now I'm seeing, because when I first saw the thing, I saw the Daily Star as the source. I was like, I've never trusted the Daily Star still. So until other people start saying it, that's not happening as far as I'm concerned. And then I saw a swarm, all my boxing networks, everybody was like saying the same thing. And it just, you know what it was for me? Because I said though, I don't know if I said it on the episode or on Monday Night Smoke, but I said until Hearn and AJ say it, I'm not going to believe it from Fury.
Yes.
Like, I don't trust that man, especially with an announcement like this. I'm not buying it. So I was looking at, even though Fury had come out and said it's on, I was like, nah, Eddie Hearn would. You think Eddie Hearn's going to do all this legwork to give it to you?
Yeah. I remember, yep. Remember,
feel me? So then when this thing came out now, I was just like, yeah, it's it's expected.
And I called you midweek, and you know, I think you was gutted because this fight was happening near your birthday, AJ Fury. And
damn, 14th of August, 2 days before my birthday.
Yeah.
Bruv, AJ knocks out Fury, man turns up. No matter what I'm doing, it's just petroleum to a flame.
Yeah. And now obviously that's over, and I think I would say it's hit me more so this week. You know, it was like, in the middle of the week where it was like, raw, like I ain't getting the fight that I wanted to see. You know, it lit me, and then again when Jeremiah Victor was there, innit? And I ain't seen him for time, so you already know he was that.
Wait, what do you mean?
In the comments.
Yeah.
And he goes, I was excited about this new generation of fighters because I said it's not a golden era, but it's a good era. Finally, we got like a lot of heavyweights in the scene. You got AJ, you got a Fury, you got you got Dylan White, you got a Wilder, you got a Joe Joyce, you got man them that can fight and make this interesting. Usually it's like 1 or 2. Usually it's been like the cruiserweight division where it's not stacked, it's not deep, it's a bit boring. Now there's the man them are there. You add Ruiz, Parker. All of these man them should be fighting consistently. We should see these men in the ring with each other 2 to 3 times. Easy. Do you know what I mean? Like, you fight him, you fight. Let's let it happen. Everyone fights each other. And after the dust is settled, who was the man? We're never gonna get that. Why? Because the man them making decisions, or not going to say the man them holding decisions, the Fury camp are moving crazy. Yeah, I mean, the Fury camp have moved wrong. Like, on Monday Night Smoke, I called you this week and I said, Trav, like, I tried to like make this more balanced and, you know, really look at Fury, really look at what he's doing, what he brings to the game, just to make it more like, can't be some monolith podcast. Yeah, you know what I mean, let me try and see that side. And I do like Fury. There's a lot about Fury that I like.
Yeah.
Over the weeks, he's continually done stuff to make me just not like him. Do you know what I mean? It's harder to support him. Tom came on for the first time on a pod today, and he's like, I like both fighters, but Fury's losing me. Do you know what I mean? He's losing me as a fan, and he's losing me because I believe Fury is one. When I first go back and see Fury videos, he's calling everyone a shithouse. And
That's
he's like,
right.
I'll fight him. He's a docile. This is early days, you know. It's not like he's like, everyone's afraid to fight me. Literally, go back and find Fury in the new era hat. I'm talking wide.
I know, bro.
Yeah?
I know.
That Fury is different. And that's the Fury that I was like, I was attracted to that character. I said, this guy, I love it. Do you know what I mean? Somehow, the fighting man, what he called the gypsy in him that fight anytime, any place, why I almost started liking Dylan White is because he'll take any fight at risk. Fury's not doing that.
Yeah.
He's not doing it, and he's never going to be able to convince me that, you know, he wanted this fight. We watched the Eddie Hearn interview, yeah? In that Eddie Hearn interview, he said, what was Fury thinking? You're losing out, bro, 60 million? Is that
what I'm saying? It's
60 million. So you're saying, you know what, bruh? Just imagine me and you negotiating, and I say raw. You tell me raw. Actually, let's play negotiation. Offer me the big thing.
All right, bro. 80 mil. Yeah. 80 mil.
80 mil.
Yeah. To do the show on Saturday.
You know what, bro? Real talk. I kind of want 20 or 15. You know, 15. You got a deal.
Useless. Absolutely useless.
How?
That's exactly what he's done, with this fight. But what was significant for me with what Eddie said in that interview is when he goes, like, Bob's phoned me up. He texts me first of all, and then I get on the phone. He's like, yeah, no, like, so we're gonna fight Wilder. Like, very matter of factly, like, there's no, okay, so this is what we're gonna try and do. No, nothing, no attempt. You just let it drop out your hand. Like, it's like when someone, like, boom, we got plans on Friday. I don't want to go, innit? But you phone me up and you're like, Trav, it's looking like a Saturday thing, you know? Today, I'm not really up to it. And I'm just sitting there like, yeah, no worries, bro. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's what's happened here.
Yeah. It's like the man are getting to a rave, and you finally got the call, say, "Raw, we might not go," and you're like, you know what? But it's 60 million though.
But the fact is, you know what? No, but this is it. So he's saying, with all of this money on the table, you're telling me you don't even want to have the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, you can try and pretend like, oh yeah, you don't want to pay him nothing. Nah, bro. So I was gonna say, what's suspicious and what's so weird about this thing that Eddie Hearn was saying is that the arbitrations are usually for damages, financial damages.
Yeah.
So for these men to just be like, you have to have this fight and by a specific date, he goes, this whole thing stinks. And then he confirmed what I said about the legal thing. He's like, I don't have access to that type of stuff.
Yeah, the arbitration.
And why would you? Why does anybody think that just because the money is high value, that you just get access to legal documents on an ongoing case in another country?
You know what it was though? You think to yourself, you've got connects. Like
you can't even phone hospital. Sorry, if someone gets arrested and they're in hospital because of injuries or whatnot, you can't even phone because that person is an adult, and that's like that's how lockdown information is when it comes to legal matters.
No,
it's
but you know,
bad example,
but no, it's fine. You know, when you think in boxing, you think there's a lot of stuff smoking that, like, there's a lot of stuff that happens cloak and daggers, right? Where you don't know what's going on. Like, a lot of man can move things behind the scene to make things happen. The same way we can say, yo, this is ultimate corruption, is the same way you should have the bag to do your bit in the corruption to work out what's going on. So the same way we can say these men have conspired, it's a conspiracy together. You got people like, you got Bob Arum, that I've never heard Eddie Hearn mention Frank Warren so much in my life. Knowing Frank Warren is not really in the mix.
He says it straight though. He goes, I don't know what degree of involvement he has.
There you go. See, but he mentions Frank a lot. Usually he hasn't really spoken about Frank. Frank's been a sideshow of this thing. It's like, I'm talking to Bob Arum, and today he mentions Bob, he mentions Frank, and he kind of mentions Al. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's subtle. You know, the Al mention is very subtle. But he mentions all three. And he says, I don't know what's going on. You know, which insinuates, listen, them man, to me it feels crazy. But these man work for Fury. And you know what I mean? It's like, how is this allowed to happen? And I asked myself, because we've seen this before. And I actually think man them don't like Eddie Hearn. And they will do him in at any time because look at the money that Wilder turned down. Look at the money. He turned down a lot of money. And still that doesn't make sense to go and take a smaller fee to fight Fury. Number one, he's turned down, like them man have said, I don't like the way you've come into this thing very brash. Very boxing's too old school. It needs to be updated. You come in and upset the apple cart. Really, you come in and just you're Eddie Hearn's moved like a bull in a china shop, and they're like, no, guys, literally, these are antiques. Respect this place.
They're conspiring against the movement, especially now. DAZN is like an app.
It's a problem.
Do you know what I mean? It's like it takes away from the pay-per-view model. It's like the new school, the new guard. That represents a whole new guard, because if Netflix and boxing, pay-per-view boxing are as accessible as each other, we're throwing dinosaurs away, bro. We're a new era of people. We don't stick with anything that needs to be destroyed.
And to make that even better, right? We're talking about this digital age, Before in TV, HBO, boxing, any of these channels that run it, Showtime, you know who to go and talk to. DAZN, what developer are you looking for, fam? To find behind the app, like to find the person to put the squeak. You know how boxing works. This is a dark world, fam. Now we're you taking the power away. Like these new apps that have changed the way business is done. There's no face usually. There's a developer, whoever, wherever. Yeah, there might be a face of something, but then the only one you can really put out of the paint is Eddie, because Eddie is like the face of DAZN, even though he's not really. Like
he's matching.
He's matching. You know what I mean? Eddie just happens to work with the app. You know what I mean? Go and try when you're free. There's a lot of disgruntled probably Uber drivers. Go and call someone at Uber. You will get no one. You know what I mean? You'll get no one. They say, "Rod, no, we're partners." So we're in this new phase, where
nothing exists.
Nothing exists. So I can't even do old school tactics to control this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you with me? So I feel that it's so hard now to really, how do I show my power in this industry? How do I do this? Because man them are saying I can come here, these Trillers and all these people that can offer.
That's right. They jump into the market. Yep.
I can't control it.
And look how Eddie Hearn, it's not Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren. Yeah. We banter all the time about Frank. Yeah. Frank Warren is that what you're talking about. Yeah. The old promoter, the old era. Yeah. In a new era. And he constantly shows with how he puts on the shows and all these different things that would have always worked once upon a time. Yeah. And it shines up under the light as like, oh, what is going on? This is it. Because this is a whole new game. So these men can easily get left behind. Wow. Bob Arum, Top Rank. Sorry, but garbage. They make good content for promo for the fights, but they don't know how to promote a big fight. Yeah. Josh Taylor, this weekend, fighting, bro. The lead up to that fight, nothing. Didn't see anything. Zero. To the point where even British sports platforms, nobody even bought into the fight. Yeah, it was hard for me to. It was hard for us to. We didn't do the real lead up and jump off because it didn't capture. It never came up. It didn't capture. You know what I mean? It's only because Josh was moving mad smoky. Why it caught on? But this is the thing. There's a few elements to that because a lot of people have been saying. I don't know. We're ready to leave the AJ and Fury topic? No, we're not ready to leave it just yet. I want to. Okay. The main point I want to make is, and I just want to make my stance very clear. This is disappointing, you know. Yeah. Fury as a fighter, I like him. Fury, all the other stuff about Fury, I can't stand. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's where it's got to. Fury the fighter, I like him a lot, and I used to love the character. I did, you know. But there's too much has changed in Fury for me to really still be on this bandwagon. Now I'm just here like a dickhead, bro. That's what it feels like. I feel like I'm here trying to beat this Fury drum and stuff, and it's like, wait, you're not fighting him. Like why did you? What the question I ask myself is, why did it take you this long? You talk about inactivity. Fight Dylan. I mean, sorry, not fight Dylan. You've had so long to fight Wilder. he was ordered to fight Dillian as well.
There you
because
go.
of the belt.
So when we talk about inactivity, and if you fought Dylan, I'll be looking at your stat sheet a bit different. I'll say, bro, that's a good name, Dylan, and new Dylan as well. If you have these fights, I'll say, yo, it's easy to argue for you. Like, if we're in a barbershop, it's mad. You see me tonight, when I tried to say Dusseldorf, bro, the man them said...
I got you the hell out of here,
said, no, shut up, bro. And I get it, because there's I can't defend the indefendable, no. You know what I mean? So, Fury, you're looking funny in the light, bro. Your whole team... I've already thought about Frank business anyway. Shocking. Wasn't Bob the same one that said he can't promote Crawford? Is he the same person? Get in the bin.
Useless.
Like,
absolutely useless.
See, this is my situation, yeah?
Go on.
When people like, you decide you support a fighter, you like a fighter, there's a lot of things that make somebody drawn to a fighter.
Yeah.
And it's not just what happens in the ring. Otherwise, Lomachenko would have a monster fan base.
He does, but I mean, I know what you mean.
A monster fan base? No, he doesn't.
Monster, he's got a cult fan base.
He got a cult fan base, fam. But Joe Budden has a cult rap fan base, fam. But Manda will say he's got no fans.
Bad.
Yeah? So a cult fan base doesn't mean big numbers, right? So you look at Fury and, the things that people critique. As a man, it's not Billy Joel territory, because he is like far to the left.
Yeah.
Where it's like, as a man can confidently say, you're not a nice person. But you box, and we watch boxing, and you can box quite well.
Who are you talking about? Fury. You're talking about Fury.
That was Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah.
Where it's like, as a person, man can't defend most things you do. But as a boxer, I can enjoy your boxing. It's one of those things. Fury is starting to show a smarmy part of his personality.
Yeah.
Where people are now looking at you and thinking, you actually look like a bullshitter. Like, you look like someone who says whatever needs to be said, but you don't do anything that needs to be done. Like, signing the contracts, don't sign the contract, fight announcement, that's one thing. You can even put that down to boxing politics. You can even put it down to mind games. You can put it down to some things. Then you got the whole thing about saying you donated money to the homeless, and nobody verifies that. So you get all these things, all these backstory moments, and I'm not going to take the quotes of things that he said that's upset people either. You take all of this stuff. Now Fury fans are looking and thinking, I don't know if I like you.
Yeah.
That's what's happened. That's what's happened here. That's what that shift is. Because, like, let's not pretend like we have a moral compass for how we support our fighters. No. Because you mentioned Mike Tyson, and we just straight away go to the boxing. And then he said some horrendous things in his press lead-ups. Still just like Tyson. Floyd is not the nicest man in the world. He's not the worst, but he's not the nicest. He's done some crazy things. There's some alleged things on Floyd's name where you just go flip and out. For the boxing, he delivers the boxing. Where Fury is, because boxing fans, when we support fighters, it can get really slippery slope if we start doing the moral high ground thing.
Yeah.
You look at Tyson Fury, now you're not even fighting the fights that we want. And then you're being this slippery guy. Now people are
nuts. I understand what you mean.
You get my point.
I understand what you're bringing together. Like, it's real. You know what I mean? It's so, like, again, fans, I always say fans are fickle, innit? It's like, what have you done for me lately? And you haven't done a lot. Do you know what I mean? And someone that's meant to be leading the division, like, I was so happy you took those belts from the Klitschko's, because they made it boring. They made the era so dry. No one wanted to fight them because they were too good. You know what I mean?
They were too good, and they just had too much control.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So they kind of squeezed the life out of the game. And I was like, that's why I was so excited about Fury doing what he done and then igniting a new era. And he's the one that, as good as there's been the ignition to it, he's actually thrown water all over it. Because the USYK's talking about Joe Joyce versus USYK. We was talking about the massive fight between the Fury versus AJ. We're talking about Ruiz versus there was fights. There was fights on the horizon, and now those fights are like, what happens? Who's going to be looked into what deal? What does the landscape look like? And
That's what I'm saying.
One man and people that are supposed to care about boxing have ruined it, and that's why I keep saying we honestly have to look at the UFC model. I know man them don't like it, but you will get the fights because now just imagine, Travis. We heard Eddie Hearn say you probably get in 2022 now. What?
Yeah, I know.
2022.
But I think that's coming more from a disgruntled frustration in terms of, you know, who knows if it's even later this year. Like it's that one of those. It could very possibly happen later this year. But again, we're dealing with a shady character, a slippery, smarmy guy.
Not just
he
one.
Says whatever. And also, what's interesting to me is the change in Tyson Fury that we're seeing. What Tom mentioned was significant, right? When Tom's saying he's become quite arrogant, you know, even when he talks about stuff like, we're looking at stuff and I'm looking at him now, I'm like, you're quite flashy nowadays.
Oh,
Versace head to toe.
Yeah.
Whole family in Versace. You're doing sports cars. You're flossing, bro. You're flexing.
I have seen him in the mad sports cars. Like, I have seen him do that bare chest in a sports car. That's
but the flexing is
different.
New. The flexing is the last year and a half to now.
Yeah. He's the new
Versace head to toe. I'm in Miami. I'm chilling with Shaq. I'm doing celebrity. The guy wants to be famous, fam.
Yeah.
When he did the Dusseldorf thing, and he was that guy.
He was a boxer,
bro. He had it. He had it all, but he was just a fighter.
He was a fighter.
He hasn't been a celeb until AJ. And this is what makes me laugh when he sits there and he says, this game would be boring if that's not because of me. Fact. Nah, bro. Because when you was the man, nada was going on.
Yeah. AJ, let's not pretend AJ's the man that the people turn on the TVs for. AJ bought in the man them, he bought in the gal them. Do you know what I mean? He bought in,
it's funny because I said, so I was at my parents' house Sunday and I was talking to my dad about the boxing last night, talking about Josh Taylor. Because we were saying Josh, my mom said, wait, didn't you Joshua fight yesterday?
See?
I mean, my dad laughed. We were just like, imagine that's how people were referring to an AJ fight. Oh, was that on yesterday, was it? That's not how it goes. Like, you would know.
That's what I'm saying. This is it. There's a difference. And again, AJ brings in the casuals. And I think Wilder, we walked around Vegas and was like, does anyone know who this guy is? You know, a lot of men have used, and that's why I understand why Anthony Joshua's had enough. And he put out those tweets because like, bro, you man just use my name for clout. You man have really tried to get big off my thing. You made me look like a coward, and then you two fought, and he was like, yeah, see, this is what happens when two men go at it, rare. And then I just always look funny. But now I think the boxing community have woken up and said, nah, this is bullshit. But yeah, anyway, enough of that guy, man. But yeah.
Let's get to Josh Taylor.
But wait, hold on. Just want to say, I want your prediction though. You're saying Fury beats Wilder in the trilogy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the other way. I just got a weird feeling.
I hate you. I had that weird feeling the second time, and I ain't doing it again.
All right, cool. Josh Taylor.
Josh Taylor. Now, a lot of people have been saying, you know, he didn't get a promotion, all that kind of stuff. I think that happened for a few reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not pretend like Josh Taylor is the fighter's fighter.
Yeah.
He is what Tyson Fury was when he beat Klitschko.
Yeah.
Fighter's fighter.
Yeah.
You're not pulling in casuals like that. And the crazy thing is, he used to fight on Channel 5.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you'd think that there'd be like a terrestrial kind of view in that cut. And it's like, what these guys need to realize, because it's easy for people to just say, oh, no broadcasters pick this up, fine. But because boxing is a business, and this is hard, this is not like I'm defending the establishment, but they're like, what's going to be the return for this fight?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Lomachenko wasn't even bringing in pay-per-view like that. You understand?
Yes.
Loma. So when I look at the Josh Taylor, the conversation, I was like, it's very complex because nobody would know anything about his personality.
Bro, do you want to get even worse? If you go on BoxRec right now, you will see Josh Taylor. Actually, just for the jokes, because I want a real reaction. Quickly go there and look at type in Josh Taylor BoxRec right now and tell me what you see. This is a real reaction, fam.
Oh my, wow.
The whole the whole undisputed champion.
There's no picture.
No picture. That just lets you understand.
I don't understand why it says sign in to view photos. Why does it do that for him and no one else?
No one, because there's no picture. As in, that's insane, bro. That don't make. I've never seen that before.
This is the thing, yeah, because it's like it's tough, and you know, entertainers go through this as well.
Yeah.
When you get that musician and he's just a pure musician, like he just makes good music, but doesn't have a following, doesn't appeal on social media, doesn't do all of those other things in business to get the ears to his music. So it's like, if you happen to stumble across it, you go, "Right, this is cold." But you look at the numbers and don't add up. And that's Josh Taylor. He's the equivalent of that.
Oh, wait. Let me be fair. I gotta take that back because I've just checked. They're doing some signing thing.
They did it for everybody.
Yeah, because they never done that before.
Put the respect back on his name, bro. I've never seen that before myself.
I've never seen that before. So again, apologies.
Alright, cool. Big up, Josh.
Definitely wrong. No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that was wrong because I was now getting around and I was like, wait. I clicked it and I was like, no picture. Like, what's going on? And usually it's always there. So anyway, let me retraction on that. Let the apology be just as loud as the what you call it, bro.
Facts.
Just as loud.
Useless. Absolutely useless.
Oh yeah, go on.
So when I'm looking at this stuff, I'm like, you know, ultimately what I'm saying is these guys have to invest in their profile in order to have a profile.
Yeah.
And this means getting to know fans and allowing fans to get to know you. Josh Taylor is an amazing fighter. We follow boxing. We know Josh Taylor as a result of us following boxing. If we don't, what makes him come on our radar? Nothing, bro. Nothing. Because he had an undisputed fight coming up and it didn't really land on anybody's radar. Not at all. Because the AJ and Fury conversation was loud. Obviously, with heavyweights, it's always going to be louder. But at the same time, bro, if Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia was fighting this weekend for the undisputed belt, fam, at some point we're going to say, all right, let's chill on the AJ Fury thing. Tank Davis, Garcia, what are you telling me? Yeah. Like, because everything else is at play here.
There was no leader, bro. We done a pod, fam, last week. There was no real lead up in Vim. You know what I mean? Why? Because it was so silent that remember the promoter's job is to grab the people's attention.
Fam, I check boxing schedules.
Yeah.
Like frequently, so I know when we're gonna do our watch-alongs and all that kind of stuff and forecast stuff. Fam, I knew about that fight because I checked the schedule.
We spoke about it, but
that's what I'm saying.
No, but this is the thing, because it was there and was like, but there was, remember, a fight has to be promoted. A fight has to be.
The only fight that doesn't need promotion like that is AJ and Fury.
Yes. Look what we did the night that Craig Richards fought. We in our platform with our people, we promoted the Craig Richards fight. Like, that's right. Like people were there. Craig Richards fought like first or something. The people already here waiting. Who waits for the early fight?
7:15. Numbers were high because of the Richards fight.
Exactly because of promo. Now, so I'm not comparing us to a real broadcaster and this other stuff. But I'm talking about doing the work and the people come. Now, Josh Taylor should be easy to promote. It shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be hard. But these mistakes are being made. Why? You know, why are these mistakes being made? You start to ask yourself, who's contract, bro? 18. But you got
to also say sometimes the fighter is not interested in all that noise. There are men who are just like that.
No, but Josh Taylor didn't give me that energy to say that I'm not interested.
He doesn't give you that energy. But I'm saying we don't know him personally behind the scenes.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So what I'm saying is the same way how AJ would get presented with media options. It's like, oh, you want to go on Jonathan Ross and you want to do these different things, and he's like, yeah, cool, let's do it. And we see him on TV all the time. Graham Norton hitting a punch bag, joking around with these men. He does this stuff. These guys, not that they get these offers, but they don't get even like the smaller offers, the early steps of a PR journey. They're not even doing those to the point where it's like, right, you're showing up to the Lucozade promo day and you're just there taking pictures and there's Josh Taylor, undisputed champ posing with it. Like, you're not playing the game.
No, but I think,
do you know what I mean?
I think that's harsh. I'll say that the reason why I come back on you on that one is, I look at Lawrence Okoli. Lawrence Okoli is the main man now, cruiserweight champion and stuff. And I don't think he's tried to do it himself. And because I follow him, I can see a bit more, but it's not happening in terms of the
but that's where you're wrong, bro.
Visibility.
Well, let's look at Okoli as a great case study.
Yeah.
Right? Because the music thing, his music is starting to sound cold. Like that last tune, I'm listening, I'm thinking to myself, now you know what? This bumps. This ain't I don't need to think about it. Like, you know, when it's a rapper, like he's a sportsman, it's like, is it cold? I'm like, no, I'm enjoying this first listen.
Yeah.
Like it's there. But look at what Okoli's doing. Wins the world title. Bro, this guy was on breakfast shows doing a talk, and you know, AJ joined in on the call. I worked in McDonald's, and the story is in people's mind.
The early rollout was fantastic.
The book deal comes out.
Yeah.
This guy is building his personal side outside of boxing.
Okay.
We can say it's not there yet, but all the seeds are there ready to bloom.
Seeds, the seeds. I would say that, but I would say, and that's the point I'm making in terms of there should be a bit more that happens because he's done a lot of legwork. I feel that the industry.
No, but he's here now. He's here now because he's leveraging on the profile like, I'm a world champion.
Yeah.
And I've got a book out. These are not what coupled together as we expect from boxers. Straight away, he's got a USP. I'm different. Like, you can talk to me and hear that Okoli is coming across different. Yeah. And I rap. Do you know what I mean? There's different things to talk to him about.
Yes.
What would you talk to Josh Taylor about, just off the rip, if you weren't into boxing?
Braveheart.
Fam, you see, I mean, you're saying that because he's Scottish.
I'm taking the
so
piss.
I hear you, but that is the information that you have on him to think of a topic. That's it. You don't know what he's interested in outside of boxing, and I'm not saying that we need to just know this about every fighter, but we're talking profile here.
Yeah.
So when we're saying, oh, no one's bought the fight, fam, why would, like, they're looking at it and they're thinking, there's no money there, sadly. And the world that they just, remember, the world that they just come from,
I think that's
the lockdown and all that kind of stuff. I hear you, but I feel because there's not, this ain't like the Premier League where every match could be broad, like,
yeah. Someone should have picked up that fight.
They should have, absolutely.
A broadcaster should have picked up that fight. And I think if the man's 18-0, you know what I mean, 13 wins by KO, like, someone picks up that fight. He has excitement. Do you know what I mean? Like, that it was a shame. I think it was a shame on boxing that fight wasn't picked up.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a crime against the sport.
There you go. More so than a shame against him, his personality, because
I'm not saying it's a shame against him. I'm just more saying there's a full picture as to how things get to this place.
I agree. But then just to give him the flowers that he deserves, what a fighter. You know,
bro.
What a performance. And again,
I'm a fan.
How can you not be a fan? And
it took me a while to get to this place because he beat up O'Hara.
Yeah,
and I was rooting for O'Hara. I know O'Hara, so that hurt.
And then didn't the fight against he fought Progress?
Regis Progress.
Yeah, that was a mad one. It was a mad fight, but it was crazy. That was insane in terms of it went off. So you say after that fight, you say, bro, people should really be kind of locked in now,
paying attention to you, fam.
You know what I mean? Because that was a really good fight.
And then he won the Super Series.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's no reason to not get behind this guy. All that's missing is the connection with the fans.
Yeah.
Now, Lineal Ray phoned in on the Monday Night Smoke and made a good point when he said it might be Andy Murray syndrome, where he's Scottish, so he's not really embraced the same. Because imagine if he was English.
Yeah.
And he was doing all of this, how different his treatment would be.
Yes.
And I think there is that element of things in here. We've seen it before. It's not like we need to, guess and anticipate, speculate. Andy Murray was fully in this Wimbledon thing and weren't really treated like, you know what I'm saying? Like, right, he's our boy. It was, when he was winning, it was this. And then it's like, when you're Scottish, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we have seen it before.
Yeah. I really don't want to believe it's that. A little part of me doesn't.
I think there's a lot more factors.
But it might exist in it. It will again. Usually, it's so easy to bring up the great hope that's gonna save the era. But again, he just doesn't happen to be from England. You know what I mean? Well, I think if it was English, the response is totally different.
But even Billy Joe Saunders didn't have the full embracing, and that was a complex point as well. Because I saw somebody do a post. It was a traveler page that I follow. It's like a boxing traveler page. I can't. I think it's on my Instagram or my Twitter, one of them.
Your algorithms
And
nuts, fam.
my algorithm is mad.
Yeah,
But yeah, bro. Because I've seen some interesting stuff like about the kind of travel experience in this country, and I was looking at some stats, and you know, it's something I'm looking into at the moment. I'm not really ready to discuss it just yet, but I'm doing a bit of reading just because I've seen a lot of people speak about their experiences, and I'm like, right, okay, you know what? Let me actually take some time to look into this stuff, and some of the stuff I'm finding, bro. Crazy numbers for the experience in this country. So yeah, man, we definitely have to have a conversation on this. It was a Dennis McCann, young prospect coming up, and he's talking about his experience growing up. Anyway, Billy Joe Saunders, and it was basically it was a page that tweeted, and it's just like, yo, like you'll see that the support for Billy Joe Saunders isn't that amazing because whilst he is, you know, from this country, he's you know, he's a traveler.
Yeah,
it's not the same. And it's like, you'll see that. And I think it's a complex one because he's simultaneously a nasty character. People don't just gravitate to people that do and say the things that Billy Joe does.
Yeah.
So there's that. But that doesn't mean that there can't still be an element of that at play. You see what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that's tricky. But with Josh Taylor, like, you know, politics and all that kind of stuff aside, if we, you know, we focus on his boxing and we say, all right, this is a great fighter here that deserves to get great exposure. And sometimes, you know, profile and all that kind of stuff should just get pushed to the side and be like, no, we are looking at a great fighter.
Yeah. I will call it the Bud syndrome. Crawford. It's this.
Yeah, again.
I call it the Crawford syndrome, where it's like, you know what, I think Crawford's just as special as Errol. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know what to do when I'm picking who's the main man. But one feels ahead of the other. Like, clearly. One is
But I'll go even deeper on this.
Go on.
Josh Taylor and Terence Crawford are both not playing up to their expected roles.
Okay.
In the boxing game.
Explain.
Now let's do this. Fighter from the UK, right? Expected to be very reserved, humble, nice, chilled, respectful of other fighters, and just this is what our country tend to really enjoy. The humble, chilled, laid-back guy, doesn't really toot his own horn, that energy. Terence Crawford, Black American fighter.
Yeah.
Typically, historically, Black American, loud, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. That's what's kind of expected.
Yeah.
Both of them are doing the opposite.
He's just doing family and wifey.
Terence Crawford's doing family and just chilled out vibes. Josh Taylor is sticking it on man in the press conference. I want to fight the best. I'm the best. Whoever's got a belt, I want them. I'm the man. Whenever he gets them, gets right in their face. He's mad. Like, he's on smoke. And now it's like there's a disconnect.
I love it.
On both sides.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
They need to do personality swap, fam.
If they need a personality swap, you see how things change. It's insane.
That's
because look at it. When AJ was doing nice guy and it was AJ media darling. AJ started talking smoky. He thinks he's this, he thinks he's that. It's just not embraced in this country like how it is in America. Hence why Tyson Fury is comfortable in America.
Yeah.
Because he gives him the nonsense.
You see the real
even
AJ
if it's true or not.
You see the real AJ turn up the other day on Twitter though.
Oh yeah.
I told you that AJ is always there, and that AJ, like, again, he saw Thingy talking mad.
That AJ's been there from the beginning.
But he saw Fury, like, remember I said that he's not responding, and Fury, you know, was like, no talking, Like, again, he's been waiting to get Fury. You know what I mean? Fury's
remember the speculation for how he should deal with Fury.
Yeah. Fury's been upsetting him, and I know it. And when he realized I can't punch him up, he had to let it go. So usually he probably would have just an AJism, move on. I ain't even gonna talk about that guy. He was so frustrated that he tweeted,
he's
added man, heavy. These times when you can't even jump bare knuckle, and these man you can't even jump over a when he says
your brother's dad got smoked and it's a barrier that held you back.
Not even a bouncer. That's what he's giving him. So when AJ's stuff like that, or you say, look, AJ was waiting for this fight, you know, and Fury was doing something to AJ, getting under his skin. I still believe Fury got under AJ's skin. Do you know what I mean? Because that's
the composure was playing.
Yeah, that's not an AJ response. That's not an AJ response. We've never seen anything like that before. You know, why? Because we had what's the guy there, the Roider, Mr.
Miller.
Royd. Again, he didn't tweet him like that. He's like obviously done a little IFL thing, but he didn't really message man and be like, "Raw, this is what I'm saying, Spartans. You man are jokes." He wasn't doing that because it's different. He really wanted to mix it with Fury, and I really do hope them man fight. But I feel like there's gonna be more twists and turns in this thing. There's gonna be more. Prepare yourself. This is gonna be a mad saga, fam. That's it. But this is cool. Just to go back, and I know we have we finished on Josh?
Yeah, we can move on.
Yeah. So
just final props to Josh Taylor, great undisputed champ. I look forward to what is next. It might even be a Terence Crawford fight. He has mentioned him as an option. Yeah, bro. So if we see that fight, that could be a bit nuts. I think Bud beats him, but I want to see it, bro.
I want him to work I want him to do some more profile stuff. To be honest, I think get the flowers. You know what I mean? Before you rush into the fight and probably not like lose it or lose a belt and stuff.
There's no need to lose it now.
No, now it's like go out there, be the champ, walk in as the champ. Sometimes you just gotta have a lot of fights now. Just keep fighting, you know what I mean? Get these fights ticked over with a big fight in between. Every night, like maybe fight two, it's good defenses, then a big fight. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm talking, don't get me wrong, because like Teofimo Lopez is not a small fight.
I'd like to see that.
It's not a small fight, but it's a good fight. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can do things where we start to say, where everyone has to acknowledge and say, nah, you know what? We can't sleep on this guy. Like,
and then build your profile as the undisputed champ.
Yeah. He's got all the
There's
belts.
no need to, like, I understand the Crusade. I respect it highly. But now it's like, think business.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be in a position where they can ignore your pay-per-view moments, man.
Never. Do you know what I mean? But
You're delivering in the ring, so that's the easy part. But yeah, let's move.
Big up to him. We got Pacquiao versus Errol Spence. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that we spoke about it on Monday Night Smoke because, some good opinions came out. Let's be real. I believe this is retirement fight time. He's coming to cash out and, he was looking for a way out. He was going to fight Conor McGregor. He was looking to fight Terence Crawford, and he opted for Errol Spence. Cash out time. But does Manny Pacquiao still have something left?
I remember we asked him if he's scared because there's man them in this era, and I honestly believe he saw Furman with the title. He thought, punch up Furman, get the belt, and that should be enough to affect Mayweather's, because it's all about Mayweather.
Yeah,
this should be enough to affect Mayweather's ego.
Enough to get me back.
To get Mayweather to say there's enough to fight him. Because if Mayweather says, raw, I come back and I punched up Pacquiao and I won the belt and retired again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That feels like a Mayweather sentence to do anyway. Do you know what I mean? That feels Mayweather-ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That played in the works. He was really waiting for that. Then I think it was McGregor next, but didn't McGregor lose again?
McGregor?
Yeah, he
lost. He lost to ruin that fight.
There you go. McGregor.
Otherwise, he'd have been fighting McGregor, fam.
There you go. So McGregor loses, and it's like, oh my god! Like now, this is terrible. This is terrible, and I don't. Then we started to say, and this is why I have some respect for Pacquiao. You don't want them to. You're not really looking at Errol. You ain't looking at Terence. You just wanna like let go. Like you knew who you can go after, but you didn't want it. For him to step up, when I saw the post and I said, raw, you want it with these
Well, this is the thing. It's not that he doesn't want it. It's not that he wants it now. He wants the payout of a big fight to say bye to the sport. He's 42. He's a full-time senator. Like, I don't doubt that Manny Pacquiao will show up in shape.
Yeah.
But I do doubt that you're going to be the Manny Pacquiao. Even of the Thurman fight. That was a while ago now. We've been in lockdown for a minute. So you're going to come in there, you're going to be a bit rusty. Spence might not have any rust, realistically. He fought Garcia not too long ago.
I feel weirdly, and I don't know if my aura's off and I'm just having these weird thoughts, but I just don't think that it's Pacquiao's quite clever and selective. And I don't think he picks this fight for without thinking that he has more than a fighter's chance. I think he's looked at this and said, I think this guy's right for the taking. You know what I mean? I think he's looked at it because, again, he could have fought Crawford, and you don't want none of that smoke. You know what I mean?
Nah, I do understand. And again, as I say, if Pacquiao is a banana skin, saying Pacquiao is a banana skin is crazy. But if Pacquiao wins this fight, I'm not going to be crazily shocked. But I don't expect to see that happen.
But we have to. I know you say you're not going to be crazily shocked, but we have to acknowledge that as like a great fate, though. It's great. If he
beat Pacquiao?
No, if Pacquiao beats
if Pacquiao beats him, that's a
great
yeah,
fate.
hell
like,
yeah.
Talk what people want to say. I know Eddie was talking about the juice and stuff. Say what you want to say about all these things. Like,
no, I reckon there'll definitely be some juice in play for the final fight. What difference does it make to you at this stage?
No, but I feel like we're gonna talk about skill. This is gonna be a skill thing. You know what I mean? Like, and it will take skill to win this fight.
I agree. Someone said, "Does his career does it end better than Mayweather? Like, if he pulls this off and beats Errol Spence, does his career rank higher than Floyd's when it's all said and done?"
I love that. I don't think we can answer that question now, but I think we should come back to it. I think we should spend some time on it and really.
Monday Night Smoke, we can.
Oh, that's the topic.
Let the man know. Yeah.
That's the topic, but people come prepared. You know what I mean? We'll be celebrating, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's dope.
Just quickly before we go, so Eddie's basically said that USYK is most likely the opponent for AJ next, but they also said that there's potentials of Dillian White or AJ or Andy Ruiz. Eddie Hearn revealed that Andy Ruiz DM'd AJ saying, "Yo, let's go again. AJ Ruiz free."
What do you think?
I think it's interesting that USYK is an option and not a guarantee.
Yeah, I thought you are the natural. You get the natural title shot after being the. I'm very surprised. I don't know what's going on, bro. But I think that'll be the ultimate depression for me, because do you know what happened? We would have waited all these years to be in the same place, because Fury fought.
Oh my word!
We would have waited all these years to be here. And
how
you know
long have we been podding about this subject, fam?
Bro, we would have gone all the way around to be back at phase 1, where Ruiz was the ruiner, the first time ruiner, and Fury ruined it. Because Fury beat Wilder and it messed up the eight. Remember, we were waiting for AJ. Never forget this. AJ Wilder. Fury ruined it. What do you call it? What's this other kid? Ruiz ruined it.
Ruiz, yeah.
Ruiners. And now we're gonna be potentially back here again. Everyone, it better go to script.
Yeah, AJ and Fury best just handle their business, match work, and then all right, cool. What are you saying now?
Yeah, but
mate.
Yeah, bro, we're here. We did our thing. People, 100 episodes.
Oh yeah, and another thing to discuss: Monday Night Smoke. Demetrius Andrade and Eubank Jr. is a potential fight that's coming up as well. We won't talk about it now. We'll talk about it on Monday.
I love it. All right, cool. The only way to go in. Listen, people. I'm KG.
I'm Travis J.
Ring that bell. Yo, people. Thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.
I liked it still.
Yeah, same.
I liked it. Very nice, very clean.